President Biden announced the release of American basketball player Brittany Griner from a Russian prison where she had been sentenced on drug charges earlier this year. Now, the price for her release was substantial. We ended up trading notorious Russian illegal arms dealer Victor Bout for Griner. Bout is known as the Merchant of Death, and he was convicted of not only selling arms to terrorists and rogue nations, but for selling arms that were intended to kill Americans. I'm sure that Putin welcomed him home and put him right back in the gun business. You know, it's a real irony that a president who recently denounced law-abiding citizens legally owning firearms, who claims to hate the private ownership of guns, would let a vicious and violent gun dealer out of prison. You know who didn't get out of a Russian prison? U.S. Marine Paul Whelan. Just like in Afghanistan, this administration does leave people behind. Oh, hey, be clear. I'm glad Griner got out of the Russian prison and is back in America. But I do hope that time in a Russian lockup gave her some somber moments to reflect upon her country. Maybe she'll return a bit more grateful for the United States. Before all of this happened, she famously refused to stand for the national anthem. And she made clear that her lack of love or appreciation for the United States, even though she was willing to make a good living off of this capitalistic world of professional sports. So will her 10 months in a Russian prison make her a bit more tolerant of the America that she thinks is so rotten? I sure hope so. There is reason to fear that giving up a basketball player locked up for illegal drug possession in exchange for a villainous gun runner is only going to encourage other evil empires to charge and imprison more Americans just for the sake of demanding release of murderers, terrorists, and warlords. And what kind of message does it send to our military that we appear to value athletes who openly hate America over Marines who served with honor? I say again, yes, I'm glad Brittany Griner got free. Yeah, her sentence was ridiculously long for the crime charged, but that's the way they do business in Putin's Russia. If Brittany does a mea culpa tour and she admits that she was wrong about America, and that it's a pretty great nation after all, then there may be some value to her release beyond just to her. If she comes back spewing more anti-American hate speech and still refuses to show pride and patriotism when the national anthem is played, I'm going to feel like we really got hosed even more in this deal. And I doubt Joe Biden would do it, but at that point, he ought to admit he made a mistake and ask Putin if he could trade her back for the Marine Paul Whelan. Hey, you. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Since you're still here, let me share something with you. If you click on the subscribe button below, hit that notification bell next to it, and click the like button, you know what that's going to do? Virtually guarantee that you don't turn into an AOC fanatic. Do it now, before it's too late.